and download your free phone app today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Glad to have you with us. On today's show, we've got lots to talk about. A little bit later on, we're going to have our returning guests. Again, we've got a lot of great programming, as was stated before the show. Download our app. It's KMET, 1490 AM, free on the iPhone and or the Android. Also online everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope TV, and LinkedIn, as well as now Twitch TV. We're on Twitch as well, so make sure to find us. And if you ever need something out there, our next guest actually knows whether you should get it or not. He is the only one that I trust to give me a solid review. I'm talking about Joel Prevost. Good morning. Welcome back to the show, Joel.
Hey, thanks. It's good to be here, Aaron.
Yeah, Joel, look, you have a lot of tech gear there. You're obviously a man that gets his hands on a lot of things, but some things I'm sure you don't get your hands on that you want to, including something that Jesse Sanchez and you evidently share, the love for, this company called Wise. What's going on there? Jesse, I think you kind of had some idea on what this is?
Oh, yeah. No, Wise released something on April Fool's. I thought it was a joke. They has a little, like, remote control car with their version 2 cameras affixed to it. So I thought it was cool. I tried to get one, but they sold out incredibly quick, like within 10 minutes, if not sooner. So they finally started shipping them. People started getting them, and they started popping up on eBay. So that's probably your only chance of getting one right now.
And Joel, how did you turn Jesse into a Wise fanatic? Because I think that's what he is now.
Did you want to say Wise guy? I feel like you wanted Wise guy.
There it is.
Yeah. I talked about Wise products on the show a few times just because I stumbled upon them. They're fast moving, very affordable tech for a company, and I've got their cameras. I've got a few things by them. I've got their temperature, like their thermometer, when we were really worried about taking temps and stuff early on in the pandemic. They cranked out a lot of technology really fast, and been really impressed. They have wearables and everything. So this little car was just like Jesse said, it's just kind of a fun little gimmick I think they threw out, but they put stuff together and they get it out, push it out to market, and it's always at a really affordable level compared to competition. And so far, the quality's all been quite good, especially for what you pay. They're moving fast. They're growing really fast, and they're making some buzz. I think Jay-Z is an investor actually in the company. They're going to do really big things. They're all about getting affordable tech in your hands, and so far I've been super impressed by them.
All right. Well, I'm impressed as well. I know Jesse was like, I need to get my hands on this. And I'm looking at the camera. And I'm like, okay, the camera looks pretty cool. I want one from the car. However, you got some gear for the summer, being that, of course, it is that time. Obviously, some of us are like already sweating it over here. I know, Jesse, how hot did it get over there, by the way?
Oh, I think it reached like 105. I actually thought that was the station I was listening to, like 105, but when I realized the temperature wasn't going down, so it was hot. It was really hot.
All right, so any gear that we should kind of get ready for in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, it's been extremely hot here in Minnesota as well, and everyone really embraces the heat for the most part because we also deal with winter, as you know. There's a really cool product I just stumbled on Indiegogo. It's fully funded, though, so it's available at $159, and it's a backpack. And anytime you're going to the beach, you need something to pack your gear and all your supplies. But this doubles as a seat as well. And so, oftentimes when we're hauling stuff to the beach with our kids, we have a lot of stuff. We have inflatable stuff to play with. We have snacks. We have all that kind of stuff for the kids. And hauling another beach chair isn't exactly the most handy thing. We're already to the point that we have a whole beach cart that we're dragging in there, right? Because we've got so much stuff. But if you're going and want to just pack a picnic and a few things and maybe your little speaker, and this backpack is really cool. It's spelled Bumruk, and it's lightweight, and it's a chair. So after you get there, you can kick it out to be a chair, and then you have something to lean up against on the beach. I thought it was a really innovative, kind of simple thing, but it was fully funded and it's available at $159. That's a competitive price with other products that you would take to the beach. You know, it's set up for beach, so it's going to be resistant to getting a lot of sand issues and, you know, cleanable, that kind of thing. So it's made of the materials that can handle that environment.
Okay. I look, I'm always looking for a good backpack, only because lately I've been traveling without a car, which is no fun. And so, you know, sometimes you kind of depend on a good backpack. That looks pretty cool. And when you say waterproof, especially good for the beach and or anything else. Speaking of waterproof, paddleboarding is kind of, I was offered a paddleboard experience, and I kind of thought at the time, paddleboarding, I thought it was like kind of like, oh, I don't know. But it's actually a really interesting thing. And I think this next gadget kind of makes it even more so, right?
Yeah, so I'm a huge proponent of paddleboards. We have inflatable stand-up paddleboards, and I think for some folks like me, the inflatable version is awesome because you don't need to worry about storage as far as having a big, long 10 to 12-foot board that you have to store in, you know, somewhere in your garage or something, as well as hauling it to the water. If you don't have a place to store it at the water, you're gonna have to have a rack or some way to get it there. For us, each of our kids have one, so to haul 4 big boards would be challenging. So these inflatables, you know, they roll up into a big backpack. I'm not going to say that the backpack's something you want to carry around all day because they're fairly heavy, but the point is they can have wheels that you can pull them along or just carry them. For us, we haul them to the beach in our little trailer that we have, and you flip them out, you air them up. What I will add to this conversation is you can air them up by hand. The pumps are actually very efficient, where both on the pushing down and pulling up, they're dual pumping, so they pump up fairly quickly. But that last part of pumping them up is a workout. I will just say I can do it, but if you have to pump up more than a couple, you're going to be wearing out a bit at the end of the pumping. So I strongly suggest getting the electric pump if you can. Oftentimes places will have a deal where the electric pump is included, or you can, you know, it's at a discounted rate. The company that I've worked through, or that we have, is through iRocker. They're really good quality, and then they have a second tier of, they have a couple different, they have Blackfin, and then they have Nautical as other branches that I think they've gobbled up those companies. The Nautical brand is the least expensive. That's the board that we bought for our kids. So we all have them now, and they are super convenient to get out on the water, and they work, you know, as well as any hardboard, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure some enthusiast who's all about the speed maybe has a different opinion, but as far as recreation and family fun and just getting out on the water and stability, I strongly recommend these boards. It's a lot of fun. We don't just go out and paddle. We go out in the middle of the lake. We call it tethering up, where we take carabiners and hook all of our boards together and sit on the water. We have a little waterproof cooler, and we have a picnic on the lake. And then kids can jump off, and we swim around, and you know, the boards are super stable, so you can climb up off and on them, and yeah, they're awesome. Really, really good time.
Well, I didn't know you could do so much with paddle boards. I know I've gone down to like Marina Del Rey, and I see people doing that pretty regularly, right? And I'm always thinking, you know, because I see them just kind of paddleboard and go, okay, well, to me it didn't, like, I was like, okay, you stand up, you do this, I get that. I don't think I found the fun of it until you finally explained it. Now I want to do it. I should have done the paddleboard experience. It was like at a resort too.
Yeah, people get really creative. I'm not quite this balanced, but you know, kudos to my wife. She's done a headstand on her board.
Whoa.
People are out there doing yoga and all that kind of stuff. Takes a next level of balance that I don't necessarily have. But when I first saw them, I thought, man, I've never surfed or any of that kind of stuff. So I thought, I don't know if I could even stay upright on that thing. Like, would I be able to handle it? Now, keep in mind, we're on a lake, so we're going out on a calm day. I don't buck too many waves. But the reality is, I think most people really would be surprised how once you get used to it, staying upright is not a big deal. And worst case scenario on a hot day, you hit a wave from a passing by boat and you hit the deck, whatever, you're falling in the water and cooling off. It's all part of the fun.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna look forward to that then. And I think even the tethering part is kind of cool. And these boards are pretty large. So good to know they were inflatable. I didn't even know they were inflatable. I'm looking at the site again, and I'm kind of becoming a really big fan. It looks like they have 0% financing for some of this stuff too, which makes sense. And what a great way to exercise, right? So.
Yeah. It is a nice workout, and I would advise people to also check for places that rent them wherever you live or wherever you would go to do this. Sometimes the places that rent the boards will then sell off last year's models at a discounted rate. We've seen that around here, and they're very durable. I was worried, are we spending a lot of money on something that's going to puncture easily? Right. I would say don't worry about that. At least with this brand, I feel confident you're getting a really good product.
All right. Well, good to know. Good to know. All right. And then in other things, speaking of course, summer, we're all about getting cool. I don't know about you, myself. I just hate the summer personally. So whenever you talk about something that can cool me off, I'm all ears. What's going on there?
Yeah, so there's this little personal air conditioner that you would put on the back of your shirt, and they show it with like folks that are golfing, for example, and you're out in the heat's beating down. It has several settings. I was immediately when I saw it, it was something I thought of for my kid who's, gets easily sweaty, kind of like me and in the heat. And so it changes temperatures to give you a personal cooling effect or heating effect. So in the winter here, you could use it for that too, and it just attaches to your shirt. It's called Sony Reon, R-E-O-N. And it's the Pocket 2, so it's the second version of this temperature control, and it says it won't affect the people around you, so it's really just something for you. I think about how many people, and when I was working in long-term care, I had nurses who would get hot on their shift, and they would take those cooling towels, right, and just have them around their neck. Because they're on their feet all day and they're moving and doing a lot. So a lot of people use those. This is going to be a tech version of that. And, it's priced at $134. It's also kind of a neat thing if you know someone in your life that you're saying, hey, I could do this really cool gadget for and help them stay cool this summer with, it seems like, some record heat. It might be something worth investing in. I haven't personally tried it, but I found it intriguing.
All right, I'm open to this because I'm always that guy that complains, and I think it's hooked up to your iPhone as well, so you can actually make it cooler. Or I know some people that want like the warmer version of it. I personally don't. Get me cool and then some, right? So I'm all for that. Okay, and then next on the gear is something that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in. It is for the enthusiasts of us that want to get some good food. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, everybody's on the go, and so the really convenient kind of cooking gadgets have been really popular. Everything from Instapot to all that stuff. And so air fryers were similarly talked about. People love their air fryers, but similar to like the Instapot or the crock pots, there's always a smart version now. And so the smart air fryers are a thing. And so it allows you to connect it to your smart speaker, connect it to your phone, so you can monitor your food. You can do a lot less hands-on, and you can do things by voice or just from your phone from afar and know when your food's ready, know when it's ready for putting the food in, all that kind of stuff. Plus, it's going to give you access to all kinds of recipes and all those sorts of things. So everything in your life can be connected, including your kitchen. And this is no exception. And people who already love these gadgets, I think, are going to love them more if they're connected because it's all about convenience. So I've been getting curious, kind of late to the party with the air fryer, as we don't have one, but I've been looking at them, and that's when I stumbled across this one. And it's there are multiple versions, multiple price points. $120 is almost standard anymore for the better version of these air fryers, but there's a good competitive market there. Ninja got in the game. So there's a lot of good options out there.
All right, well, I'm all for that, and then some. All right, people, so if you got questions, Joel's got the answers. Again, Tech Talk with Joel is where it's at every other Friday here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Thank you for some cool, quick buys. I'm going to look into a couple of these. I know Jesse's already. I think, are you saving up your money already for the iRocker, Jesse?
How'd you know I was looking at that?
I knew it, yeah, because he's posting all the links for himself to watch a little bit later. All right, I guarantee it.
I'm into the paddleboard thing now. He made me interested in it. I want to mess with it.
It looks fun, right? I know. You and the lady can go. All right, Joel, thank you very much for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at diesel.com today.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Want to say a big shout out to those tuning in live. We've got Stephanie Reed saying, hello, happy editing and onset of a commercial video for this glorious, gloomy day for today's awesome, busy day ahead. Let's see. We've got Evelyn Rivera. Thank you for tuning in. Rosalie says, good morning. Good morning to you, Rosalie, and wherever you're tuning in from, we appreciate you. We've got Jesse Sanchez over there. Jesse, what's going on in your world?
Good morning. I kind of want that paddleboard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the different ones. I'm trying to think, what could I do with it?
Yeah.
And then he was saying how he linked them up. I'm like, oh wow, you guys can like have like these little baton things, and you can like pretend to push themselves off the duel it out on the paddle boards.
Duel it out. I like that actually. That's smart. You can add that, right? Why not?
But I did like that the whole lunch thing on the lake.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice little thing.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's a good way to go, especially if you got a family or you got the love of your life in your corner, and of course it's fun to do some stuff that make everything that much better.
Ooh, there is today though on the I think it's pretty big news. I don't know
what.
We actually have a new federal holiday.
We do.
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
No, it's on Juneteenth is now a federal holiday.
Oh, it's a federal holiday. Oh, okay, all right. Gotcha. Well, which day does it sit on as a holiday then? Just out of curiosity. Which is look, I need to know this because I'm going to an event tonight actually, where it's a Juneteenth event. So I kind of need to know this. Yeah.
So you need to know the day, huh?
I need to be in the know of this. I don't know. First of all, I was like, what is Juneteenth? I have no idea what Juneteenth is. And would you like to enlighten everybody on what Juneteenth is?
I actually don't. I know the basics. I don't really know. I know. I think it was the day the last set of slaves in Galveston, Texas found out that they were free.
Really?
So... yeah, so I don't know the whole history, which I would love to get to know more of it, because they don't really talk about that over here. I think they talk about it more in Texas and more towards that area.
Okay.
But hey, I'm always up for new holidays.
Okay. So here it is, and you're right. Most federal government employees across the country will have today off. Who knew that? After President Joe Biden signed legislation establishing Juneteenth as a U.S. federal holiday. The introduction of a new federal holiday to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States has created a patchwork of responses, leaving some government offices, schools, and businesses open, while others closed to observe the holiday. So evidently this is so new, people are like, I had the day off and you didn't tell me? Like,
right?
Yeah, so the U.S. Office of Personnel Management announced Thursday in a memo, okay, so this is how new it is, by the way. Agencies should direct such employees to not report to work on Friday unless the agency determines that their services are required. If employees are required to work during qualifying holiday hours, they will earn holiday premium pay. Ooh, that's like exciting for federal workers, right? A meeting of vaccine advisors to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that was scheduled for Friday was also rescheduled because of the Juneteenth holiday. While June 19th falls on a Saturday this year, the governors across the country announced in quick succession a range of plans for their state offices Friday, the closest workday to the new holiday. Maryland, Nebraska, Missouri, West Virginia, and Alabama will give most public employees the day off, joining states like Texas, Virginia, New York, Massachusetts, and Washington, which had already made Juneteenth a paid state holiday. Who knew? Some of the largest colleges and universities like Ohio State and Texas A&M are closed and have canceled classes for the day. Several colleges, including Harvard University, Georgetown University, Virginia Tech, Columbia University, the University of Virginia, Towson University, Drake University, Loyola Marymount University, started honoring as a university holiday in 2020. Those colleges will continue the tradition this year, observing the holiday with a day off for Friday. The U.S. Postal Service will be operating Friday and Saturday on a normal schedule. While saying it's fully supportive of the legislation and making June 19th a federal holiday, they say it's not possible to cease the operations of the Postal Service to accommodate an observance over the next 24 to 48 hours. That's how new it is. And that closing without providing appropriate time would lead to service disruptions. You know what? I appreciate the U.S. Postal Service for that. I had to use it on Wednesday to try to pay for a ticket. So I'm like, okay, so I appreciate you, federal U.S. Postal Service, to be like, we kind of didn't get the updated time quick enough. I think if Biden's going to sign anything in, it should be at least a week and a half earlier so people could kind of, get prepared for it. But at least it's been done, and there you go. Now we know, and that's important, right? So I'm glad to hear that. I'll be honest, every time Juneteenth comes around each and every year, I always forget what it's for. So now I know.
And knowing is half the battle. But it is true because, let's be real, a lot of the stuff we learned in school isn't quite the truth. Am I right?
It's a slang. Yeah.
It is, because like in school I learned that, Edison was the man, blah blah blah. And then when I got out of school, I started looking into it. I'm like, what? Why did we learn about this guy? Why are we celebrating him?
Yeah. Tesla's way more interesting, actually.
He is.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla is way more interesting and so more ahead of, which is actually what we use today. He created the AC, not the DC. DC was created, or I forget what DC stands for, but AC, alternating current. It was opposite of what Edison had invented. And honestly, Tesla just kind of went to him and said, hey, why don't we do it this way? And Edison was like, no, I don't think so. And he gave him basically a grunt work job, even though he was a super, super smart person. And so he had to kind of go and find, the people that invested in him. But Nikola Tesla needs to be added to the books of our education school system, because talk about thinking outside of the box. But, each to their own. I guess Edison made his money, and, I'm sure he's happy with it all. Never, right?
I'm sure he is.
You can't take it with you, so there you go. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com. Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Decades ago, scientists discovered why Greenland Eskimos maintain healthy hearts despite their high-fat diets. The high level of omega-3 oils in their seafood diet protected their hearts. Carlson Norwegian fish oil provides those important omega-3 oils. The same omega-3s from cold water fish support maximum brain power, immune strength, joint comfort, and our vision too. Carlson, the very finest fish oil, is a valuable source of the important omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Each teaspoon provides a full 1,600 milligrams of omega-3s. And its purity is guaranteed. Try it on salads and popcorn. It tastes like lemon, not fishy. As for Carlson, the very finest fish oil, at finer health food stores today.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we enjoy our social media audience, checking out some of the cool buys over there. Maria tuning in. Something I didn't know about Canada. She says, you guys are lucky. And she's talking about here in the U.S. You get mail on weekends. We get mail 5 days a week. Do we get mails on weekends? I don't know if I know they're operating
We get mail on Saturday, but we do not get post on Sunday.
Wait, we get mail on Saturday, but we don't get post on. What?
No post office on Sunday.
Oh, right. I got what you're saying. Yeah. You're right. Okay. You can tell I don't check the mail often. And Mario says, in Canada, we learned Canada, America, and the world's history. And Burton, Missouri, I think. Or is it Michigan? No, is it Burton? Let's see, I always get the MI wrong. We didn't learn nothing Canada, so schools lack knowledge on most things. Back in my day, anyways. I got that. I understand that. All right. This happened recently in Linwood. Investigators say the adoption process is underway when adoption offers are now pouring in after a newborn boy was found abandoned in a trash can of a Linwood Park bathroom last week. Yeah. There's a long line of people hoping to make the newborn boy a part of their family. Lieutenant John Adams with the LA County Sheriff's Department said during a press conference, "We've had detectives here at our unit. We've had fire personnel, the responding paramedics inquire about adopting this baby. The infant was found June 11th around 8 a.m. inside a trash can in a woman's restroom at Yvonne Burke John D. Ham Park. The baby, according to Adams, said the baby was found by a park visitor as she entered the restroom and heard what she described as a whimpering noise coming from the trash can. Aww. LASD's Special Victims Bureau is trying to track down the person who abandoned the newborn, who is in stable condition. Authorities Wednesday released a video from the park that shows two women investigators say they're persons of interest. David Amar, who lives right across the street from the restroom, says his surveillance cameras showed the women going inside on the Wednesday before the baby was discovered. He believes one of the women is from the neighborhood since his camera is showing her walking to and from the park that night. He said the baby was there for a couple of days. Oh, poor thing. Authorities are asking anyone with information about the parents to go ahead and contact the Sheriff's Department Special Victims Bureau at 877-710-5273 or provide anonymous information to Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-TIPS. Okay, that's... Look, there's so many other ways. I don't know this woman's situation. I really don't. I can only imagine the level of... I don't know what it takes to do that, to leave a human life like that in that way. I will say it probably could have been... I don't know how much worse you can get than that, but... there are desperate people out there, and usually they're the youth of our generation, right? They're the young ones that, you know, have a baby and they don't know what to do. So there's many different organizations that have different options, which, again, if you want or don't feel you can care for the baby, there's other services. Although I would say, first and foremost, try to get family members to help you out if at all possible, because the system is not one that you'd want to go in. But don't, for the love of all that is wonderful in the world, don't abandon a baby in this way in a trash can of all places. So obviously people are definitely going to be taking care of this baby, but you just hope that the baby goes to a good family and, you know, not one that, you know, they have to get vetted. So there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW. That's 1-800-616-4LAW.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. And Jesse has a lot of fun with a lot of our broadcasters here on the show. Right, Jesse?
Oh, I have fun with all our broadcasters. I always try and make them happy, put smiles on their faces.
Yeah, and I will ask, during the weekdays, of course, we've got a lot of great programming, but especially after today's show here on the show, we've got a regular show every Friday, which we featured last week as well, and it's called the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show, and Skip and Sharon actually host this, and for those that don't know, even behind the scenes, Jesse, would you say they know what they're talking about?
Yeah, I say they know what they're talking about. They go into detail on their history, on how long they've been doing this, and I don't know. I just feel I feel comfortable when they talk and I talk to them. So they're a great group of people.
All right, so joining us right now is exactly those two individuals. They know what they're talking about. We've got Sharon and Skip back with us. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, Aaron. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. More importantly, how are you two doing, and what is the subject for today we can look forward to?
Well, the subject for today is we're going to talk about and teach people to figure out the topic title is actually Why Am I So Unlucky with Money? And we're going to give them 9 things that they could do to fix that.
According to Feng Shui.
According to the Feng Shui, how Feng Shui works.
Oh.
Which is very simple to do.
I'm glad you're talking about this. Okay, because Feng Shui, oddly enough, I don't know enough about it. I've seen some actually practice this in their life, and then I've been told how to position my own place in this way, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do that. But can you give just some basic information on what Feng Shui is and how it works, and maybe some quick little things you could do, maybe 1 or 2 tips to lead us into that?
Well, we're going to deal with Western Feng Shui, and they believe that you can create your own luck by creating a home that is full of good energy, especially in your home's Feng Shui prosperity corner, which is what the topic is going to be about, why you're not getting a lot of money. So if you look at the Western Feng Shui, and we use the Bagua of that particular study, you can look at, say you're standing outside your house at the front door looking in. If you look at the far left corner of your house, that would be your money corner. And that's what we're going to deal with.
Okay.
And then if we have time, if we have time after that, I'm going to give you a list of 8 plants that you can put in your money corner and have around your house that is good for abundance.
Okay, it's funny that you say that. I was at a nursery about 3 weeks back, and I heard he took a couple of other individuals to the nursery to actually get some plants, and he was exactly talking about this, certain plants that help and others that don't. Now, I will say, when you come into our place, we have an apartment, and the far left is actually a kitchen. So how would I make a kitchen with good energy just off the bat?
Well, you got to keep the kitchen clean, naturally. You can't have any trash cans that are overflowing, or, you must keep it an uncluttered area. So, and every kitchen has trash cans, right? And if you want, you could even hang a spider plant in your kitchen, and that would, for some reason, in the Feng Shui thinking, a spider plant actually creates abundance and prosperity in the kitchen.
It's so funny you say that. My mom keeps saying she wants a spider plant, and I'm like, I don't know if I want a spider plant. Am I going to get spiders? But why do they call it spider plants? Just for those that are kind of unknowing, like myself.
Well, when the plant develops, it grows these little tentacles that come down and actually sprout another little spider plant. So you have these tentacles hanging down from the main plant that have all these little plants on them, and it kind of looks like a spider. I kind of think that's why they call it a spider plant, because it's got little legs coming out. If you could imagine a plant with 8, 10 legs.
Yeah.
They just look like little spiders, and they come in a variety of different colors: white and green, and yellow and green, and plain green. So depends upon what color you want, but they all work the same.
Okay. Skip, I gotta ask you. Obviously, I'm having a feeling maybe she does this for you already, or do you add anything to your house there?
Oh no, she takes care of all that. I just make sure that I don't like spider plants, but we have a giant one. I don't like spiders, period. But she takes care of all that, and I just make sure that it's palpable, I guess is a better word.
I think you and me are in the same. I don't know what it is, but I know my mom. She likes spider plants. I think she said Charlie's or Creeping Charlie's. I'm like, the fact that they have to call it Creeping Charlie, I don't want it.
Yeah.
That one just kind of grows downward, It just kind of creeps along.
but I will say this about the feng shui in the house, especially just around money. When we make a change, and when she makes the change and does this, and she might change one plant out for another, you can see a difference. All of a sudden, the money goes up. There's a slight dip, and it goes up, and then if it gets stagnant, she'll change it again to another one, and it goes right back up. It's crazy how it works.
Well, and it just, even from so some people are very logical, right? And they don't like to think in the obvious other spectrum, which I say, there's a lot of logic that comes with it as well. And energy and plants and your room and how energy flows, the wind, the air, the elements, and all of that. There is just an undeniable proof. I know in certain homes that I go into, it feels good. And then other homes, it feels stagnant. And then other homes, I go like, what's creeping in this house? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You feel the energy. People do that. In fact, when you go into a Chinese restaurant, if you'll notice that they either have a fish tank at the door, facing the door, or they have an octagon-shaped mirror that's facing the door,
or they have a water feature,
of some kind.
Or all of them.
And that's a big part of feng shui, because what it does is it invites the good and the abundance in, but it reflects the negative out.
And it's also red, because red is about money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, there's a whole science behind this that the Chinese have developed over the decades, or actually I should say millennia. But there's a whole science behind it, and if people just pay attention, it's so simple to apply to yourself. I mean, Look at a Chinese restaurant. How many of them do you see go under?
I never thought about that.
There ain't very many of them that go under.
Yeah,
financial issues, but yeah.
Well, I see what you're saying, because I got to call back the one that didn't do well during coronavirus, but they were like in the heart of Koreatown. So there's the exceptions of the rules, but hopefully they'll be back. But they were profitable all throughout, and their facility gorgeous. And I will say, feng shui does very much foster something that I'm very bad at, and it's called cleanliness and keeping things kind of nice and tidy so that it's easy to walk in and you don't have to stumble on things. I'm kind of the person that has a lot of stuff at my desk, and I realize it's not very feng shui-y, if that makes sense. Hey, quick question on that, by the way, because it's not just the house, it's also the rooms that you go into, right? Like your bedroom.
Oh, definitely. If you Google a bagua, that's Bagua, you can see how your home is divided up into 9 sections, and each section has a special reference. Like there's a relationship section, there's a money corner section. There's all just different sections. And so you have to feng shui each of those sections to make it feasible for that energy to grow and to flow and to move.
You see, that's the problem with feng shui in the Western world. Is everybody thinks it's a lot of work. We don't know anything about it, but you can look at the house in general and just feng shui the house, or you can feng shui each individual room.
You can, yeah.
And
you can feng shui your garage, your desk, anything.
Yeah, and you might want to feng shui your office for office benefit. And then you can feng shui your bathroom for bathroom, your bedroom for rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
So but it's so easy to do if people would just read up about it.
There are very specific things that go in each section of that 9-section bagua.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is follow the rules of what they tell you to do. Like in the relationship section, you have 2 of everything. You don't have 1, you have 2.
Harmony, huh? Creating harmony in your life.
Exactly.
That's really what it is.
Exactly. And you know, if you ever look at a Chinese restaurant, everything in there has a purpose. Like the red, the gold, it's all about money, fortune. You know, the laughing Buddha, the fish, all that. It all has a purpose. It's just not there, you know, to look pretty.
And most people walk in and they go, "Oh, what a lovely place! It's so well decorated."
And it's also energy calming.
Yeah. I believe in that 100%. I will say, you know, my sister suffers. She has developmental disabilities and is not able to communicate in typical ways. But those with special needs feel the energy in a room so much. And I've had her go into certain places, and she's just temperamental and upset. And then there's other areas that I could just tell she's calm, she's relaxed, she feels good, because I know I'm very like, no, it feels good in here. Or sometimes even aromatherapy helps, scents. And again, back to what people don't understand about our bodies, you know, I always say to the person that doesn't believe in that, I go, you ever kind of go into a room and you don't have to talk to anybody, you just feel the stress levels. They say you could cut it with a knife. That's how thick, especially those that are conscious of energy, they go, I feel like there's something in here that I just don't want to talk about, right?
Oh, definitely. You ever go into a room where there's been a lot of serious conversations or they've had fights? I mean, when you walk in there, they like hit you in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? Interesting you say that, because I know of realtors and people that try to sell homes and they wonder why they cannot, because sometimes, and people don't understand this, but when you look at the history of maybe the people that lived there prior, then all of a sudden you find out there was a murder there was something really odd there, and you're like, what was it that escalated it there? Was it the people in there? Was it like a combination of things? I'm sure detectives are very used to walking into situations like this where it just feels nasty, and no matter how much you scrub it down, it's still there. It like permeates, right?
Oh, definitely. We actually, when we were looking at houses to buy once, they took us to this house that had a basement. It was a nice house, you know, and the basement was nice and clean, but it had been freshly painted. And we walked down there, and I had this feeling like, this is not good, you know, and I kept questioning, why does it feel so weird in here? You know, why does it just feel so uncomfortable? And finally, I wormed it out of them that there had been a murder in that basement.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, even after you clean something up, unless you can cleanse the area, that energy footprint, you might say, is still there.
And cleansing is part of feng shui.
It is.
And feng shui is part of cleansing.
Yeah. Well, again, if you've been learned anything through this conversation, I guarantee you're going to learn more in the hour following us. Download the app. It's free. KMET 1490am.com. Get it on your mobile device. It's free. Or you can listen through the desktop or ask Alexa, I want to listen to KMET 1490 AM, and you'll be able to do so. Skip, Sharon, thank you for spending time with us. We'll see you next week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's Skip and Sharon again. Great couple there. They really balance each other out, and of course, it's fun to listen to those two. Never a dull moment from the both of those. Eugenia Kirsten says, I love keeping things organized, and when family are not, it can be irritating to keep positive energy. Maria says, my mom taught us to be clean like a drill sergeant. She would make us do everything over and over until it was her way, but it did good use. Let's see. And also, Maria says, very good information from these two guests. For sure, I should tune into them when I can. They also have their SoundCloud edition as well, so if you miss any of their great discussions, you can follow them there. Eugenia Kirsten goes on to say, being organized in life, not perfect. This creates peace of mind, or it creates peace of mind, not wealth, and how you treat others. Sometimes you could just feel some people. Like my grandmother used to say, baby girl, I could just feel you today. It's not bad. You just got that excellent gut. Pay attention to details and content, and that's what it is as well. Yeah. And when you feel good, you feel good. You obviously have and are around good things and good people, and you bring good harmony into your life. Obviously, it does make sense, in whatever you do, in your business, in your dealings and other things, that things just flow easily into your life. Of course, like people that come into your life and you're like, where were you 3 weeks ago? But they're there now, So I say enjoy it while you can, and enjoy the people around you. We really are energy creatures more than we know. So even though you may not understand it all, it's good to at least recognize these things do exist in all of us. So, Jesse, have you ever been into a place that you go into and you're like, this gives me the creeps?
Oh, there's a few places that I've gone there. I was like, God, this place feels weird. I got to go.
Yeah.
Or either a place where I'll enter, I'll be like, wow, I'm strangely calm or whatever. So, yeah, I believe those places do exist.
Yeah. Oh, they do, 100%. Or sometimes you feel the shift of something that you feel, okay, something feels creepy now, and you don't know what it is. I always say, listen to your intuition on there. We just know things. People can see each other from, being in the same room, and they know when that person's attracted to them. It is what it is. We are just, that we're body, we're minerals, we're a bunch of things, and then we're conscious and we're energetic individuals. If you don't believe me, go next to the television tuner that isn't focused, and you'll be able to coordinate your frequency with that and then get it fine tuned. Or you might create static electricity. We're electrical beings. It is what it is. All right, people, make it a great day, whatever you do. I'm out of time. Download our app. It's free. KMT 1490 AM.